Here with trainer Chad Brown, who has two horses running in this year's Kentucky Derby, Sierra Leone and Domestic Product. Both of them worked yesterday, actually worked in company. Just kind of maybe what are some of the things that you look for in a final work before the Derby and your overall thoughts on them working together?
Yeah, they work super together. Just maintenance at this point. Both horses are very fit. I just want to see how they're moving. Nice solid work. They galloped out great and they cooled out good and they look sound this morning. So, you know, another thing off the list that's out of the way, and hopefully they have a uncomplicated week into the Derby Saturday.
And then Sierra Leone's going to be one of the favorites on Saturday. There's no question he's super talented. He's a deep closer. 2 starts back in the Risen Star. He had horrible track conditions that day, I remember. And then in the Bluegrass, closed over the Keeneland track, which nobody was closing that weekend, and he got the job done in the Bluegrass. What does maybe those 2 performances say about his ability and perseverance out there?
I'll tell you, it really showed me how much he's moved forward. For him to run into 2 biased tracks, like you said, no one was closing on either track, and for him to do that really showed a lot to me, I think to everybody. He's handled adverse track conditions, post positions, he's traveled. He's really been tested these 2 starts as a 3-year-old, and he's passed them. So, hopefully he gets a good, clean trip in the Derby.
And then your other entry, Domestic Product, maybe always hasn't had the best of luck in all of his races. He's had a good year this year. How has he developed this year going into the Derby?
Yeah, I think he's flying under the radar a little bit. This horse has a couple really good starts as a 3-year-old as well, and the Holy Bull, he ran super with no pace to run on, and it was a big step forward for him, and we had taken the blinkers off for that race, and he really responded well, and he settled a little bit more, even into a slow pace. And then in this last start in Tampa, another slow pace, pulling a little bit, not as much as when he had those blinkers on, and was still able to get his kick together late and get up in time. So, surely there's going to be a fast pace in this race, at least faster than he's been running against. I think it's really going to help this horse. I like the post. We pick up Irad Ortiz. Obviously, he's been winning the Eclipse Award every year for the last handful of years here. So to have the top rider in the nation on the horse and a horse that's feeling good and doing good is a good spot to be in.
And then you've had several Kentucky Derby starters. Is there maybe any common characteristics, traits that you've seen in a Derby horse?
These horses they're both a little different than what I've brought in before. Obviously, we've had some good chances with our first Derby. Norman Invasion was a solid horse that he did take the lead turning for home there. He might have moved a little quick, and that was on a really wet track, and that was my first taste of coming close to maybe winning the Derby when they turned for home. Good Magic, bringing in a champion 2-year-old turf horse champion male dirt 2-year-old colt, much like Fierceness is coming in, is a really unique position to be in. And going to Derby, I felt pretty good, and it took a Triple Crown winner to beat him, and then a couple years ago with Zandon, again a Bluegrass winner, similar to Sierra Leone, a good closing kick, super last work before the Derby, and got a great trip and just came up a little short. It was a great shot, but these 2 horses are a little different. Sierra Leone is just one inexperienced error late in the Remsen from being an undefeated horse coming to Kentucky Derby, which is a rare thing to do. So, and then with Domestic Product, he has a very, I'd say, different running style than horses I brought in. He's not a super speedy horse that's going to be up on the front. He's not a deep closer. I think he's going to be somewhere in the middle, and I have 2 great jockeys, so I'm in a good spot.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Chad, for your time this morning, and best of luck next weekend.
Thank you.